Well, hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on Justin's 394xp. We're going to pull the timing numbers on this and the Squish and see where everything's at. I ran the cylinder through the ultrasonic cleaner, I don't know, 3 or 4 times this morning, and she turned out really nice. That cylinder is in immaculate condition. If you missed the last videos, we freshened up the bottom end as new SKF bearings, new seals, as well as a case gasket. I put a new oil pump in it and worm gear. Got everything cleaned up. I am waiting on some AV parts before I'll be able to put it back together, so we won't be seeing it fire up and run in this video, that's for sure. But mainly we want to just pull the port map on the saw and just kind of see where this is at. You always hear tell that the 394s were a stronger saw than the 395. Whether they were or not, I don't know. I've heard a lot of different sources say that, so I'll just take the words for it. But first thing we're going to do, check the Squish. I like to check right over the wrist pin. I do. The Squish band in this thing looks nice. Combustion chamber's nice. Everything cleaned up real nice in it. Alright, got our calipers. We have 31 thou. That's very common for Husky saws. Usually there's somewhere between the OE jugs on most of the ones I've done. They are some older saws that are a little different, but that's right on par with the 395s I've done. I think they were 29, 30 thou or so. So I guess what I need to do now is we're going to spin it around and get our degree finder on and get it zeroed out and kind of go from there. Alright, I've got that on, got it as close to top dead center as I can. A little different than setting up a wheel, and I check my port openings at 10 thousandths. That's just how I've done it. Those of you that follow the channel know that. No guesswork at it. I'm going to turn this on. I've got that under the piston in the dead center of the intake port. You can hear it hit the feeler gauge. I'm going to zero this out. Zeroed and come back around. It's looking like we have 142.1. We're going to back that back to 71, which is half of that. Alright, about right there. We're zeroed out. Got an intake opening of 71. Alright, it's all support. I'm reaching around spinning this. And I hope I don't lean over and get in the camera on bad for that. And the reason I say the center of the port, most of the time the ports have like an oval shape. And you want to get in the center of the port. And I'll have this feeler gauge kind of chopped down. Wow, we got the exhaust reef opening of 105. This thing should have been making way more compression than 130 psi, which we knew that anyway. She was running a little tired. Even with, we'll say, 30 thou Squish and a 105 reef on this saw, that thing should have been making easily 175, 180, easily. And that's a pick I've made. It's also ground down to, wow, this thing's got some killer numbers. Try not to lean over and get in the camera. I'm gonna call that 124. Should always double check with the ring or when you make your marks or whatever, but that way's usually pretty accurate. I've got the thing whittled down really thin, and I just kind of go in and feel for right when that port opens and closes down on that pick. Always served me well, always dead on when I put a ring in to make my mark. Alright, just pull this off. What's funny, that really fancy icon set I have, I paid like 60 bucks for. Didn't even have that size, so we have to go back to the Pittsburgh T-handles, which there's not a damn thing wrong with. Go buy you that set, it'll serve you well. I think they were 25 bucks when I bought them. Might have even been cheaper with a coupon. Don't want to lose those bolts. Not real easy to get a hold of. You ain't gonna just go to a hardware store and get that, I don't think. Like a coarse thread. I'm 100% sure the exact size on them. I know they're different than a muffler bolt on a 372, but said, look inside this thing, guys. This thing's immaculate. Look at that squish band. Combustion chamber. I'd say these things were hot rods in new form or top running form. Thing's nice. Even the textures on the ports. I mean, on the exhaust port, hell, it almost about has a polish on it. There's no rough edges on this thing whatsoever anywhere. The only place I see any nickel seal overhangs in the upper transfers, maybe just the least little bit on the intake floor, but that thing's nice. I think we're going to end up the good strong solid. Making mandrel for the 394 cylinder. I had a Squish band mandrel, but for some reason didn't have an actual printing mandrel. But I'm not going to touch the band on that saw. It's nice. Port timing's good enough to work with. Not really any sense in it. She'll have a real nice pop anyway. And I hope the AC unit's not making a bunch of wind racket on the camera. Alright guys, so there's what that looked like. Turned out really nice. Now, make sure the squish is where I want it to be. Go from there. This thing sit down on there nice. Get everything indicated out good and get a good true mandrel. They usually do pretty good. I've gotten aftermarket cylinders here and some OE ones that come off of old saws that the bottoms just wasn't true at all on, or the deck rather. And heat cycle after heat cycle and hour after hour of running, aluminum will warp. The machinist wouldn't have a job. Alright, let's recheck our squish. We wasn't going for a whole lot. Make sure it's got a good squish on it. I guess that's why they call it squish. Alright, got our calipers. Zero them out. Okay guys, the squish is on 24 thousandths. That's exactly what I was shooting for. 24, 25 thou. Once we glue it, probably be 25 thou. By the time I do my thing with the exhaust port, which is basically go in, and it's pretty clean anyway, but clean it up, lay a good polish on it, it's going to pull it back down a little bit. we're down around like 104, 103 and a half. That would probably be kind of close to where it was at stock, and then I'll go in, and I swear on the uppers there's just some Nicosil overhang. I'm probably just going to go in with a right angle and a diamond abrasive and kind of knock that down and blend it in, and it's probably going to move the uppers back to where I would want them to be. I'd like to stick with that 19-20 degree blowdown on it. Those engineers knew what they were doing, and I'm thinking like 75, 76 just on the intake. Those are good solid work saw numbers. Pull whatever bar he wants to put on it. You know, of course, we'll open the muffler up. I'll probably just open up the existing deflector that's on that thing. They usually do pretty good doing that. We may even add an extra port. We'll just have to see, but it's kind of a game plan. It ain't set in stone though, just kind of a game plan. I think I'm just going to wrap this one up here, guys. Just another short video showing the port timing on it and the machine work we done. So the next video I should just get into some GoPro footage of doing the port work on it if everything goes well. Anyway, guys, y'all have a good one.